Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching. My name is Jeremy. I'm the founder of Social Connector, and we are live doing trainings every Monday through Thursday here. We also stream to our YouTube channel, as well as post them all into our community group trainings and our learning portal within our community group. And I say that today because we are going to be starting the process of creating an entire community group. Now, normally we go live every Monday through Thursday. For this particular week, we will likely go live even on Friday with an additional training. If you are live watching us today, feel free to ask questions in the comments and I will always acknowledge them. If you're on the recording, no problem. You can just listen to the questions I answer from our comments. With that, let's start today. Yesterday in our last training, we talked about what are community groups, why they might be beneficial specifically to affiliate marketing teams, to network marketing teams, for your clients, your potential clients, your current clients, and your current team members. Today, we're actually going to start the process from the ground up of building out an entire community group. Everything from branding to the type of group it is, the visibility of the group, getting it started from the ground up for our fictitious business team. And we're gonna do everything, including create some Canva, very simple Canva imagery for our community group. So in order to do that, I'm gonna share my screen with you now. There we go. And turn my video on. So here we are inside of Social Connector. And I'm going to click on, this is a demo account, so don't worry, anything you see is not actually real information. So I'm going to click on memberships, left-hand side. And then we're going to see communities, and I'm going to select groups. Now, once we're inside of our communities group, our community groups here, I am going to, okay. I am going to select create group. And here at this point of our journey, we are going to name our group. So this is going to be, we have to come up with a name for our group, and let's use our fictitious network marketing, which is Sales a Lot. And that's the name of our network marketing company that we work with. And we're going to say team. And this is going to be a group for our Sales a Lot team, everybody who's selling a lot in our company, which is the Sales a Lot company. Now, this will be the name of the group. It will be distinct. It'll be clear inside. You'll see it inside the community group page when we build it. And you'll see right here that we're asking for a group URL, and it always is going to default to the Sales a Lot team. It's going to default the same. So I'm going to actually leave that. You could change this. So like maybe I want to call this sales. So we'll do sales. We'll do sales a lot. And now we want to give it a brief description. You'll see you only get 150 characters. So this is the community for members of our Sales a Lot team, trainings, support, challenges, and more. Okay, so we're just giving it a really brief description. Now we're going to choose our colors. Now I will be utilizing the colors that I use in all of my designs. So I'm going to give you those real quick here. So I do that all the time. I'm grabbing them over here on my other screen. Okay. Let's go to there. Okay, great. Perfect. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is set a primary brand color for your community group. All right. Now, everyone's got their own brand color, so I'll show you how I do it. I'm going to open up a new window here, and I'm just going to go to Social Connector. Even though this is for Sales a Lot, I'm just going to choose the colors that I use all the time. It makes life a lot easier here. And I'm going to choose this green. This is a color we use quite often, so I'm going to copy that. Okay. And I'm just going to paste that number in here. If you have your branding set up on Canva, this will make this a lot easier for you. So that's going to be our primary color for this. The next area that we're going to work on here is we're going to select a favicon. Now the favicon is the in any of your web browsers, it is the little image right there at the top. And so that's the favicon. So we're going to select our favicon, and you'll see it says it has to be 1 by 1, and they want it to be no more than 16 by 16 max. Okay. So in order to do that, here's how I recommend, and we won't build the entire favicon right now because you can't make something this small inside of Canva. So what I will show you is here's how we're going to do it. All right. So let me go here. Okay. And let me show it to you. What you're going to do is you're going to go into Canva. Excuse me for taking a second here. You're going to go into Canva. So let me share that screen with you here. Hold on real quick. Canva. There we go. So here we are inside of Canva. Let's see if I can turn on my image there. No. All right. So I'm inside of Canva here, and I'm just going to add a new design or create a design. And I'm going to choose the logo design. Now, logos are going to be 500 by 500, and I'm just going to choose a very random, it doesn't really matter that much design, but I recommend that your emoticons or your favicons, excuse me, I recommend that they be like an iconic brand. So I have my brand all loaded into Canva here. So we're going to go to Canva brand, and I'm going to go down to my icons, and I'm going to choose this icon here. I'm actually going to make it the full size. Okay. So it's just square, just like that. And then I'm going to share it, and I'm going to download it as a JPEG, excuse me. And we're going to make it as small as we can. You'll see you can only make it 250. I think that's the smallest we can go. Yeah. Yeah, you can only make it down to 250. So we're going to do that. We're going to download it. Okay. And then you're going to want to take it in, and I'm going to show you how quickly we can do this. I'm going to save this as favicon. Okay. Now, what you're going to do then is you're actually going to, you can open up a new window, and you can go to, let's favicon generator, right? And you could just search for any favicon generator that's out there, and they'll actually take a PNG and they'll make it into a favicon. So drag and drop your file here. Now I did it as a JPEG, so I might have to resave it, but let's just see here. Let me drag and drop my favicon there that I just did. And then we're going to download it. And you'll see that you'll see here that it created I'll show it to you here. It created a favicon of 16 by 16, which is what we want. So now I have it. It was that simple. It just downloaded to my downloads. You can't see it, but it downloaded to my downloads. So then I come into Social Connector here. I click on the favicon, and to open it, and you'll see this was the download file. And here it is, 16 by 16. We're going to open it up. And just like that, it's added the favicon. So now we've got that. Then it's going to ask us for a cover image. It wants the ratio to be 16 by 9, but no larger than 200 by 200. So again, we're going to come into our Canva. Okay. So now in Canva here, and we're going to File, create a new design. And I always, 16 by 9 is the same as doing YouTube. So I'm going to do a YouTube channel art. Or excuse me, YouTube thumbnail. Thank you. 1280 by 720 is 16 by 9. Okay. And we're going to, for this example, we're just going to do something really easy. So let's go with, let's just do that. And we're going to change some colors here to match our colors. And then, we got to change that color there to match our colors. And let's see what else we have. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing I don't really like it all that much. Delete that. There we go. Because I just grabbed a, you know, I don't even like this one. Sorry, you guys. I know that we shouldn't do this during a training. It drives people nuts when I take forever. But sometimes it bugs me. Even though this is just for pretends, and we're just building a fake one, it still matters to me. And so let's look for simple. That'll help me. Awesome. Let's just use that. And we're going to come in here. We're going to change this to match our colors. And I know I'm not following Dana, our resident Canva expert's rules, but I'm doing this really fast. And we're going to call this sales lot. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. We're just going to do that. Sales lot. All right, so there's our, it's going to be our cover image. Now, when I download it, remember, it has to be 200 by 200. So I'm going to click share. I'm going to download. And we're going to make this smaller. So we're going to get it down to the 200 range. And of course, we can't do that. So we'll do a little quick switch. We're going to go magic resize. And we're going to use a custom size. We're going to lock it. And let's just do 200. And there we go. It'll be 200 by 113. Select it. Continue. Just resize this design. And now guess what? This is now 200 by 200. So we're going to download it now. There you go. 200 by 113. Perfect. And download. Now, sometimes this works. Sometimes it doesn't. I'll be honest with you. Doing things live, it's always nerve-wracking. Let's save this as our sales lot graphic. Let's come back into our screen here. And let's upload that particular graphic, sales lot PNG, open. Let's see if we do. Yep, it has to be 16 by 9. So it's saying that basically it wants it to be 200 by 200. And this is one of the things that I've talked to the developers about that we want to get changed, but we're having a hard time getting that changed. So no big deal. Here's what we'll do. We'll come back into our Canva and we will just change this, resize it, and let's make it 200 by 200. So let's just go unlock it by 200, make it square, continue. Part of the reason I'm doing it like this live today, I know this is going to take us longer, but part of the reason I'm doing this is I want you to see you can't break these things, guys. You can come in and you can mess around with this stuff. You can figure it out and you're not going to ruin everything. So please mess around with things. Get used to it. That's how you get better at all of this. So let's just do that. And okay. And let's see if that works. So we're going to download this. Download. I'm just going to replace this image. Okay. Yep. Replace. Come back into our screen here. And let's upload a new one. Let's just see if that fixes it. Okay, so we're having an issue, and I'm glad this is happening, to be honest with you, because it makes you see like, hey, if Jeremy has these issues, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So let's look 16 by 9 and see if we can find one. Presentation 16 by 9. Okay, so there it is. And for now, I'm just going to start with a completely different graphic. No big deal. Let's just use this graphic. I like it. And let's just change our colors here. Okay, so we're going to change our color style. And you can change it completely by doing styles. I'm going to do this quicker today. And then we're going to call it sales lot. And let's make it smaller. Actually, no, let's do this. Sales a lot. And again, it doesn't really matter, guys. Okay, so now we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. And we're going to delete this. Let's just keep this super simple. Now let's download it as a PNG. Let's download it. And we'll try this one. And if I can't get this one to work, then I'm going to move on for the day. But I'm pretty sure we can get this to work. All right, let's come back in to our screen sharing here. Cool. Let's try it one more time. Hey, and look at that. So there you go. So I had to be in 16 by 9, ready to go. Good job. Now we're going to do our logo. This needs to be 1 by 1, and it can be no bigger than 200 by 200. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back into Canva. And here's what we're going to do. So we need a logo. It's just a simple logo. We already have one right here. It just needs to be 1 by 1 to 1, meaning 1 inch, or excuse me, 1 pixel by 1 pixel. So it needs to be square. So let's just say we like this, and we're just going to keep it. So let's go File. We're going to do a resize. We're just going to make it 200 by 200 because that's what they ask us for in our builder. There it is. Let's just resize this image. Look at that. We now have an easy logo that we're going to use. I don't like this white thing there. All right. So now we've got it. And for this example, let's just do that. Now let's download it. Download this. And we're going to do this sales a lot. Logo. Remember, we're doing this really fast. Okay. We've got it now. Let's go back into this screen here and let's upload our logo. Sales a lot logo. And there it is. We're good to go. So you can see what we've done is we created the group name, the Sales a Lot team. We got the URL. It'll be our URL plus Sales a Lot at the end. And we got the group description. It's people part of our Sales a Lot team. And we've given a favicon. We've given a Sales a Lot cover image. And we've given the Sales a Lot logo. Let's just create the group. And look at this. We've created our first group. Everything's ready to go. We're all set. Here it is. We got we can now begin to build our group. How cool is that? So now that we've built it, and you can see here's our cover image. Here's our logo. Now that you've seen it, you can go, oh, I've kind of got to change some things, make this smaller. You just go back in and change the design and reset the brand. Now, once you're in here, we need some things that we want for all of our team to know. So let's talk. We've got team announcements as one of our channels already. We can come in and set up our settings here. So let's talk about settings. Okay. First, here's our group name. This is the URL. So right now it's a giant URL because we haven't set up a custom domain, which is something we can do at another time. This is plenty. This will get them in. This is our description we created. This is our public versus private, right? So this means the group is public. If you do private, it means only people that are in the group can see it. Sound familiar to something you guys have done before? Only people that are in the group can see it. And so that's what this is. And you can set it where people have to be approved. Accessible from switcher, what it means is if you have multiple groups, then right up here, you'll see there's the switcher. Now, this is the old view. This is the old view. So what I want to do is I actually want to come in here. I'm going to go to settings. And I'm going to go to labs. Let me see if you can see that or if I have to move my screen. Labs at the very bottom. And we're going to scroll down and communities gamification with the new AI. We're going to turn that on. Okay. It can take a second for it to actually load, but if I refresh this group, it might reload quicker later. Let's see. Nope, it's still there. So it's going to take it a few seconds, but it will change there we go. So now it's going to ask me to complete my profile. Now, something that we've recently added, everyone has to have a profile. Every single person has to have a profile. This is to prevent you from having any type of spammers come in your group. So they have to complete their profile. You'll notice this if you're coming back in. I'm just going to use our Sales a Lot logo here. That's my image. Okay. And then I'm going to do Jeremy. And then I'm the Sales a Lot guru. Okay. We're going to complete it. So now that I'm in here, great. Now this is what it will look like when you have turned on this gamification. Okay. And I like this look better. Okay. It's the new look. It's where we're moving to. So you might as well get used to it now. And now from inside of here, you will see we have channels and we have multiple groups. So if I had other groups, I could choose them. So here's our Sales a Lot team. You could have a team or a group that is only for your high ranking people, and you can make it private. They could see it here, but they can't join it unless you approve them, right? So you could start here, and then you can have entire individual groups for everyone. And when they log in, they'll see all the different groups. They may not be able to access them because they might be set to private, but they will see them. So let's say for here right now, this is the general sales lot team, and we have an announcements, which is great. Let's add another channel. All we have to do is click add channel, and maybe this is going to be our trainings. So we're going to do trainings, and we're going to go every live training right here. And let's just set something. What does trainings look like? Let's do trainings would be some kind of an educational look. So I like this. Let's just go with the ideas, because you're getting ideas. Okay. So then we're going to click create channel. Now we like the channel. So there's that one. So we can put it anywhere we want. We can move it up and down, and there's our trainings. Next, we can come in and we can set up our settings. So maybe you do have a Facebook group, right? So let's go down to links. We're going to talk about links. You could come in here and you could set up sales a lot Facebook group. You get 30 characters, which is actually quite a lot. And let's just say it's https://facebook.com/groups/social connectors, because that is one. Okay. And so you have your Facebook group. You can add that link, and boom, your link is there. Okay. You can come in and adjust your branding. We already created it all, but we can adjust it right here anytime we need. We've already gone over the details, right? We said this is a public group. Great. Subscriptions. Right now, this group is free. If you wanted to charge people to be a part of your group, you could add a new price. Okay. And you could set this to be monthly. You can set it to be annually, and you could charge people to be a part of your group as well. I don't think for what we're doing, we're building this for our team of sellers. I don't think we need that. So we're not going to add it. We're going to leave it as free. Membership questions. You can add membership questions. And so like you could say, text box. You don't need their email, because to get into the group, they already have their email. So how long have you been on the team? And you could make this a single select. So you could say less than 1 month, right? You can add an option. 1 to 2 months. 2 to 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. To 1 year. Okay, and you get up to 4 different options, or longer, right? Or a year or longer. Okay, and then we save it. So now we've got a question, and we can turn on questions. So when people try to access the group, they have to answer these questions before they can. Great, right? So we're going to turn that off. We don't need it, but that's what you could do there. Gamification and rewards. This is where you could come in and you could set levels for people, and the system automatically rewards them. Okay, so level 1, level 2, you could set like all the different things. So I can come here, I can change the name of each level for the gamification. So I could call this rookie, I could call this silver, I can label it numbers, or you can just leave the levels as they are. And then I can come in and cancel. I can come in, and if I go to gamifications, I can set up my reward. So I can add a reward and say, hey, when you hit a certain level, you're going to get a certain reward. All right. Yes. So I just saw the question. You can, if you have it set to private, that doesn't mean paid. It just means private. Here's the question that we got. Let me make sure I can add this to here. I want you guys to see this question. It's a good question. Does it have approvals for people coming in? You can accept them or reject them. Absolutely, you can. When you set something to private, you will, any group that you set to private, you will get a notification when somebody attempts, and you can have admins, you can add members as admins, so multiple admins can get, when somebody attempts to join your private group, you'll get a notification and you can accept or reject those people, and they'll get notified when they are added. Okay. So that's that settings, gamification. And then we're not going to do this today. And then you have your learnings. And if you have courses that are built, you'll be able to add courses. So that's how easy it is, you guys, to set up a group. Now, there's a couple things you can do. So I'll show you this. If we go back here into our communities and we go to settings, we can customize our subdomain. Okay. So what that is let's say you own salesalotteam.com. You could come in and you could put a subdomain, meaning group.salesalotteam.com, right? So you could come in here and you could just come in and you could create, update your domain right here. This is what you have to add: the CNAME record, okay, and the A record. These are the two things you need to add into your GoDaddy or Namecheap DNS, okay? And then you would just enter the name right here of what your subdomain is for that. That's what ours is, where it's members.socialconnector.ai. That's how you would do a custom domain, all right? So that's how you create that. You don't need to do that right away, though. It will work just by using this. This will work just fine, okay? In our next training, we're going to show you how to create a course and how to automatically add those courses inside of your community group so that people can have onboarding courses. So that now we've got the Sales Lot team, we're going to begin to build it out for all of our new team members when they join. How do we give them access to the group? How do we tell them about the group? How do they get their learnings? And one of our learnings that we'll create for them is an onboarding course. So tell them each step of what they want to do now that they're a part of your team. So I know this was a longer training today, but I hope this was helpful for you as you see the power of what building a course could be. This may or may not be for you, but if you're running a team, if you're an affiliate, even with Social Connector, and you're like bringing in a lot of people, which some of you are really starting to do, maybe this is a place where you create even something for that. You create your own version of this for all the people you're bringing into Social Connector. Obviously, we have one, so you don't really need that, but I'm saying anything that you're running where people can be a part of a lot of what you're doing, and whether they're clients, not yet clients, or already team members, you could create a group. And how cool if you used the idea of multiple groups. How cool would it be if you actually had a group that your clients could see but couldn't join? Create that FOMO. They can see that, oh my gosh, I'm in this really cool group. There's a whole nother group of like team members. What is that? Maybe I want to be part of it. That's the power here, is that it's not getting watered down like our Facebook groups do. We have total control. And like I said, coming here in the very near future, we are going to have an entire app just for this. So hope that's helpful to you guys today. I know this was a long training. Have an amazing Thursday. I will do another training tomorrow on how do we build a course very quickly, how to build a course and how to add that course into your group so that you can begin giving learnings like we do for you inside of Social Connector.